covering the everyday Joes calling to reopen is one thing, but what about when it's the mayor of a major city, as in this widely shared Anderson Cooper interview this week?
But you're encouraging, hundreds of thousands of people coming there in casinos, smoking, drinking, touching slot machines, breathing circulated air, and then returning home to states around America and countries around the world. Doesn't that sound like a virus petri dish? How is that
No,
safe?
what it sounds like, you're being an alarmist. I'm not.
As mayor, what are you doing to encourage?
Can't even feed their families or take care of their families.
I get the pain that's out there, and it's real, and I'm not minimizing that at all.
Yes, it is. You're talking disease. I'm talking life. I'm talking life and living. These are people who have had to abandon. Well, it maybe doesn't to you. It does to us here in Las Vegas.
Chinese researchers have shown how this virus spreads. And I just want to put up for our viewers. This is a restaurant.
Anderson, you are tough.
No, I'm not
We're back to China. This isn't China.
Yeah,
this is Las Vegas, Nevada.
Wow. Okay, that's really ignorant. This is a restaurant, and the yellow circle. That's an ignorant statement. That's a restaurant, and yes, it's in China, but there are human beings too. That yellow is a person who.
All right, so this got a lot of attention, and kudos to Anderson Cooper. Adam, am I wrong feeling a tiny bit uncomfortable with this? She came off as incredibly ignorant to me. I could be more specific, but I'm going to give you the floor here. I just felt a little bit of unease over this.
I didn't share your unease. I think it's completely legitimate for Cooper or anyone else to talk to her and highlight the fact that she's the mayor of a city of, a little over 2 million. She doesn't believe that telling private businesses how they should operate right now is part of her job description. She also doesn't believe public health is part of her job description. Highlighting that, I think, is completely fair. I will confess, I thought the interview went on about twice as long as it needed to. I think it was more than 20 minutes. And in 10 or 11 minutes, you got a very clear sense of where she was coming from and what she was refusing to be worried about. I think that's all it needed. But I think talking to her is fine.
Yeah, I agree. Talking to her, Lylah, I thought that was fine. She is symptomatic or exemplematic of other mayors and other leaders around the country who share this point of view. So I guess for that reason, it was legitimate, even if sort of making fun of her and calling her ignorant on the air was tough.
I agree with that. I think it's worth noting, and I don't recall whether this came up in the interview, the mayor of Los Angeles doesn't actually have jurisdiction over the Las Vegas, doesn't even have jurisdiction over the Strip. The Las Vegas Strip, all the casinos are outside of the city limits. So she can insist that the city gets opened up. That doesn't mean her actions open up those casinos. And it's certainly, no matter what's open, what's closed, it doesn't mean people will go. It does mean that a lot of the employees at those places now have to choose between keeping their job and getting sick because they'll no longer be eligible for unemployment if their job is actually open. So I'm not sure that actually helps people as much as it cuts off their safety net.
Adam, I was listening on the radio or wherever I was listening today to a number of people in Georgia who felt the way this mayor does, and they're going to open their businesses. They feel like they've got this under control. They're going to social distance. They're going to do this. They're going to do that. Is it this kind of interview? Are we helping to perpetuate that kind of thinking, or does this kind of an interview make people step back and go, it's too soon. It doesn't make sense?
I don't know if this kind of interview has an effect, unfortunately, besides making 2/3 of the country think it's insane that the other third of the country is even talking about doing what they're talking about doing. I want to stress this. We've touched on this a couple times. Right now we are all gainfully employed, and I feel very fortunate that my wife and I both have our jobs still. So I do not by any means want to scoff at the idea that someone who is a small business person might say, I can't pay my mortgage. I can't pay the rent on my business. I simply can't keep staying shut down. I think that is a totally fair argument. The question then becomes, how can the country responsibly move forward in a way that allows people to, once again, begin earning their livelihoods? And I don't think that the comments she's making are part of a discussion like that.